with a New York 1 Minute. The Big Apple remains frozen in snow as the blizzard of '96 rages on. Forecasters predict a record-breaking amount of snow, up to 30 inches by midday. A snow emergency is in effect as 19 agencies at police headquarters work to deal with the storm. Governor Pataki has declared a state of emergency and is activating National Guard troops. Schools and many churches are doubling as shelters for those in need. Air travelers can't go home. The 3 major airports will remain closed today. New Yorkers are urged to use mass transit if they have to go out. But delays are reported on some lines and service is suspended on a few others. Children around the city get a day off thanks to the storm. Public schools are closed for the first time in 18 years. Stay tuned to New York 1 for all the latest on Blizzard 96.
Is New York 1 News. It's 8 o'clock.
The big problem for commuters this morning is getting out and on their way. I'm Roma Torre with a New York 1 Minute. Though service is improving, New Yorkers should expect long waits still for their subways and buses. Whole sections of elevated lines as well as some bus routes remain suspended. The commute will also be long for LIRR riders who advise some trains may bypass stations altogether if they're crowded. Flights are going in and out of local airports, but delays are still being reported. In fact, passengers aboard a United Airlines flight at Kennedy were close to rioting after enduring hours of delays. The city's public school students return to class. Schools will open 2 hours late. Catholic elementary schools in Brooklyn and Queens, though, remain closed. In other news, residents in a dozen homes in Astoria are evacuated as high levels of carbon monoxide are found, and New York's bravest come out for the funeral of one of their own, James Bryan Williams.
Clock.
New Yorkers join the nation in honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm Roma Torre.
And I'm Leslie Devlin. This is a New York 1 Minute. A march across the Brooklyn Bridge, a Harlem church service, and a musical celebration in Brooklyn are just some of the local events marking what would have been Dr. King's 67th birthday.
But it's no holiday for the city's sanitation workers. They're on the streets picking up some 50,000 tons of trash that piled up since the big blizzard.
Meanwhile, road crews are busy trying to plug up a lot of potholes around town.
Police are investigating whether a fatal shooting in the Bronx was drug-related. Cops say Angel Cruz was shot 9 times outside his apartment building in Melrose.
The Dapper Don is reportedly tired of slumming at a federal prison. Relatives for convicted mob boss John Gotti say his tiny cell constitutes his constitutional rights.
From New York City's only all-news channel, this is New York 1 News all morning.
We'll have a complete look at all the day's news.
This is New York 1 News. It's 8 o'clock.
I'm Roma Torre with a New York 1 Minute. New Yorkers slide their way through a mixed bag of snow, slush, and ice from the first winter storm of the year. That's making roads and sidewalks slick, so be careful out there. More police officers reportedly are using pepper spray to subdue suspects. They say it is harmless to offenders, but critics charge that tear gas can maim and even kill. A heavy police net covers the Fulton Fish Market to stop any slowdown by workers who staged a brief job action earlier. Maintenance workers at some of the city's largest office buildings threaten to walk off their jobs if a deal is not reached with owners. Governor Pataki gives his overview of how New York is doing in his State of the State address at 1 o'clock this afternoon. New York 1 will bring it to you live. And Mayor Giuliani uses psychology to explain why his predecessors are attacking his choice for judges.
This is New York 1 News. It's 8 o'clock.
I'm Roma Torre with a New York 1 Minute. Some 36 guards at Rikers Island are reportedly targets of an FBI probe into charges they beat inmates in a special security unit. One guard has been hit with civil rights violations, and other officers face similar charges. For the second time in 2 days, police shoot and kill a suspect. The armed man in this case was shot after ignoring orders by cops to drop his gun. This comes as the family of a man killed by police during a chase charges he was the wrong victim. A man is in the hospital after falling out the window of a health club in Lower Manhattan. Police say they don't suspect foul play. Mayor Giuliani may be forced to make more budget cuts because the deficit is larger than expected. And
even though the snow has let up.
So it ain't over till it's over.
Right.
All right, John Davitt, thank you very much. And now, topping our coverage this half hour of the blizzard of 96 is His Honor, Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, to tell us how things are going from his vantage point. Now, you are on the FDR Drive. How are things moving right now?
The FDR Drive is moving, but I'm in a four-wheel vehicle, and if you were in a regular car, even with snow tires, it would be very difficult. And what we've done is we've banned all traffic from the city except for emergency traffic or people who have critical jobs that they have to come in for.
It's real slow going for most of us today. Good advice to stay home. Is everything under control from your point of view?
As far as we can tell, it is. We've gotten all the main streets have been plowed, and about 38 to 40% of the secondary streets have been plowed, and emergency vehicles.
Tuned. Your next New York One weather check comes in 10 minutes when we'll look at the current conditions in each borough. Budget battles, Hillary Clinton, and Whitewater, all hot topics that have our political leaders all fired up these days. Joining us now to share his thoughts is Congressman Charles Rangel from Harlem. Good morning, Congressman Rangel.
Good morning.
Thanks for speaking with us on this foggy Thursday morning. Just a question for you about what's going on with the budget. We hear that the latest word is that budget talks just broke off abruptly. And I have to say, the public is getting pretty disgusted with you guys in Washington. When are we going to see a deal?
I don't know whether we'll ever see a deal. It's abundantly clear that